What's going on, everyone? It's Jody here, your Wednesday host for SelFTMade. I hope everyone's having a good week. For those that are coming to the end of their semester or quarter or whatever, if you're in school, good luck with the end of the semester. This week for me is finals week, and then once that's done and over with, summer break, technically. But I have to do some studying over the summer on my thesis, so that's not going to be fun. First time for everything. Anyway, I'm going to jump into this week's topic, which is types of body dysphoria. So, let me see here. Before I had top surgery, I had lots of dysphoria around my chest, how big it was, but mostly on how well I could hide my chest. So, as a teenager, for a really long time before I knew anything about binding, I was pretty much in denial about my chest until I was like 16 years old. I hit puberty about 12, 13, and I wore really baggy clothes. I wore shirts that were like 2 or 3 times my size that I needed to actually wear to hide my chest because I thought that hid my chest really well. And then I would kind of get online and talk to people as like somebody else about myself and see how well my chest was being hidden and stuff like that. And then I learned that it wasn't doing so well through that venue. But I still did it. I still was like, it makes me more comfortable not wearing a bra, and so I didn't. And then I started wearing a sports bra at the age of 16, and one reason why I started doing that was because I felt like I was forced to at that point. I was playing soccer, and the girls wanted to play like shirts and skins kind of thing, and I got really self-conscious about having to take my shirt off when I didn't have a sports bra or anything like that. So the next practice, I started wearing a sports bra, and then I realized that wearing a really small or more spandex type sports bra hid my chest better to a certain extent, except for like at the top when like the sports bra would hang out. So I was always like trying to make sure that like my shirts were like up like this so that nobody could see my sports bra. But then I started wearing shirts that were a little less baggy. I still wore pretty baggy shirts for quite some time because then I just felt more comfortable that way. And then I would wear a lot of like polos and stuff like that to hide my sports bra. And then, so 2 years ago, almost at the end of next month, I had top surgery. So after having top surgery, I felt so much more confident and more comfortable in my body. It was amazing. I still feel amazing. But there are other body dysphorias that happen after top surgery. Like some people think that you're not going to have body dysphoria after you have top surgery, or it's going to be minimized in other areas. No. For me, that wasn't the case. For some people, that can be completely true, and that's great and wonderful. And I still feel really comfortable in my body, and I'm really happy with where I'm at with my body for the most part, except for I get more self-conscious about my lower half of my body. And I don't really do it on my own. Like, usually if it's kind of amplified, this insecurity of not having my genitalia match my identity comes from other people. But when it happens, and sometimes I'll think about it when I want to like have a sexual relationship with my partner, I'll become very self-conscious and dysphoric about my body. And the reasons why other people make me really self-conscious about my body is, one, they ask me tons and tons of questions about how I have sex and how they're going to interact with me during sex and what I like and what I don't like. And that makes me really dysphoric about my lower half of my body. And it just makes me uncomfortable. And I know they're good conversations, and I try to be open about them, and I do have these conversations. But then I go through like this phase of like feeling really bad that I have to sit there and explain those things to people, to like my partner that I'm being intimate with. And so it just makes me kind of like feel really bad that I have to explain these things, because I feel that if I had lower surgery, then I wouldn't have to explain this to people. It would just be like this automatic thing, and I wouldn't get asked a bunch of freaking questions. And they're not stupid, but I think that they're kind of stupid, kind of, but they're really not. And so I go through like this period where I'm like, well, I was really excited to have this encounter with you, and this aspect of our relationship kind of, you know, take off, and then it kind of bums me out for a while. And then when I start having a sexual relationship with my partner, I tend to think that I feel like I should have bottom surgery, but the things I would want to do with bottom surgery aren't ever going to physically be possible anyway. And so I've thought, like, it bums me out, and I get dysphoria about not being able to, like, actually have a biological child the way that every other cis man will be able to do it. And so that really bums me out a whole lot, and I get dysphoric about not actually being able to get my female partner pregnant in a quote-unquote natural way. I don't think it's really natural, or the normal way, I guess I should say. And so that makes me bad that I won't ever be able to, like, impregnate my female partner that I end up with, and so we're always going to have to try and maneuver and figure out another method, which is fun with, and that's cool, and it's totally workable, and I totally understand this, but it does make me feel dysphoric about my body, and yeah, so I think that's about it. If you guys want me to elaborate on anything else, please let me know, and I will do my best to answer your question. Otherwise, we'll have lots of follow-up questions and clarifying statements. And I will see you guys next week, all right? Peace.